Hey everyone, I'm going to be going over my 4 photos that I chose this week for my project. Each of these photos I chose from the websites that were given by Miss Odom. So I didn't actually take any of these pictures myself, but I did choose these pictures based on, the inspiration like they gave me to create something new, like a new emotion or a new vibe for them. So each of these photos I felt, I could create something new with. And my process for these photos, I basically went back to Mrs. Odom's video that she created for our practice projects, and I was going based off of that, like depending on whether if I wanted the image to be more of a warm photo, I just did effects that gave it more of a warm vibe, and then the ones for the cooler photos, of course I did more like blue colors and just a different vibe. But you can see here I chose for my first photo a diner, and automatically it gave me the idea to create kind of like a vintage vibe, because it looks cool like an old school diner, but to me like it was just too much light in the photo and kind of like too glossy for me. So I thought, like I wanted to create something new and try to create something more vintage. So after going in Camera Raw and switching up some of the effects, like the highlights and the saturation and adjusting the whites and blacks and all that, this is what I came up with. So you can definitely see here the difference between this image and the original. To me it gives more of like a vintage vibe with the warm colors, and I like the outcome of it. It gives it more of that old school like throwback diner vibe. So I was happy with the outcome of this. Next one, I found this photo on one of the websites, and automatically I got a vibe of like kind of when I was a kid, always in the passenger seat, never really in the driver's seat, looking out the window, just on a car ride, either going home from school or after practice, something like that. I kind of was getting that vibe, so I thought, why not try to create something like more like that, enhance that vibe. And so I went into Camera Raw, and this is what I came up with. You can definitely see more cooler colors. I just thought it brought like a little bit more life to the photo, and just gave that more like a little bit like darker, almost like if, at the end of the day, just going back home. I don't know, those colors just kind of remind me of back when I was younger, and I thought that this editing fit well with the photo. Next one, this one was my favorite. I found this picture of a helicopter, and I wanted to create a more like almost like a war, like in war or in battle type image, because it looked cool, the helicopter over this grass and all that, but it just wasn't like a picture that you can really tell a story about, I guess. So I went and did some editing and came up with this. So you can definitely see a lot more, big difference. First, the grass and all that, you can see a lot more clearly, and you can kind of see almost as if like the sun is shining, but the clouds are blocking the sun and giving like a misty vibe. And this one, I was editing it, and it just kind of like it just seemed pretty cool, like almost like a video game, like, or a movie, in a movie scene. And I thought, like it just looked really cool, like a different country, like just to an area you've never been before. So it just kind of reminded me of like a war battle type vibe. So I really like this one. And the last one here, this one I thought was pretty cool, because I got like a bunch of different ideas that I could have done for this. I could have went with more of like a happy, peaceful, snowy type vibe, kind of like the Chronicles of Narnia. I was thinking of like something like that. But then also, I was kind of thinking and editing in Camera Raw, and I felt like it looked better, like a little bit more of a darker vibe even. Like it gave me, I started to get more of a vibe like a horror or kind of like a scary movie, you know, like in a snowy forest. You know, maybe like a killer chasing you, or I don't know. I just got like a horror type vibe after doing some editing. So this is what I came up with in Camera Raw. So you can definitely see it looks a lot more dark and like nighttime, like something maybe hiding in the trees, or something just pop out of nowhere, or maybe even like a wolf, you know, pop out. I tried to create that emotion, you know, kind of like on edge, you know, kind of like just waiting for something about to happen, or, you know, like just a horror movie type vibe. So I really like the way that this one came out. I was originally trying to go for something more peaceful, which like the photo was already peaceful itself. So I felt if I tried to add more, I would have just been like overdoing it. So I just decided, you know, why not do the exact opposite? And it created like a cool vibe to it. So yeah, those are my 4 photos that I chose. You can see them all here again. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, you know, definitely let me know. Thanks.